Have you ever replayed the same conversation in your head, again and again, wondering if you said the wrong thing? Most people move on after a moment, but some people, they analyze every word, every expression, every tiny detail. And the strange part is, overthinkers are often the most intelligent, self-aware people in the room. So why does their own mind become their biggest enemy? Today we're going to explore the hidden psychology of people who overthink everything, and by the end of this video, you might realize something surprising about your own mind. Most people think overthinking means being weak or too emotional, but psychology tells a very different story. Overthinking often happens because the brain is constantly searching for patterns, meaning, and possible outcomes. It's like having a computer that never shuts down, even when nothing is happening. Your mind keeps running simulations. What if I said something wrong? What if they misunderstood me? What if this decision ruins everything? To outsiders, it looks like unnecessary worry. But inside the mind of an overthinker, it's actually an endless attempt to avoid mistakes. Their brain is trying to predict the future before it happens, and sometimes that ability becomes a trap. One reason people overthink is extreme self-awareness. They constantly monitor their own behavior, their tone of voice, their body language, the way others react to them. Imagine living with a camera always pointed at yourself. Every action analyzed, every word examined. That's what life feels like for many overthinkers. And because they are so aware of themselves, they also become extremely aware of others. They notice subtle changes in people's expressions, a delayed reply to a message, a slight shift in someone's tone, things most people would ignore. An overthinker sees immediately. Interestingly, research shows that people who overthink often score higher in intelligence and creativity. Why? Because their brains are constantly exploring possibilities. They imagine different outcomes, different scenarios, different perspectives. This ability helps them solve complex problems, but there's a downside. When your brain can imagine hundreds of possibilities, it also imagines hundreds of problems that might never exist, and suddenly, a simple decision becomes exhausting. Another hidden cause of overthinking is the fear of regret. Overthinkers don't just want to make a decision, they want to make the perfect decision, the one that leads to the best outcome, the one that avoids every possible mistake. But life doesn't work that way. There is no perfect choice. And the more someone tries to predict every possible consequence, the more trapped they become in their own thoughts. This is why overthinkers often feel stuck, not because they are incapable, but because they care too much about getting things right. Relationships can be especially difficult for overthinkers. A simple message like, "Okay," can turn into hours of analysis. Why did they say it like that? Are they upset with me? Did I do something wrong? Their mind creates stories. Without realizing those stories might not be true. Over time, this constant mental activity becomes exhausting, not only for them, but sometimes for the people around them. Yet ironically, overthinkers are often deeply caring individuals. They worry because they value their relationships so much. Despite the struggles, overthinking also comes with powerful strengths. Overthinkers tend to be more empathetic, more reflective, more thoughtful in their actions. They analyze situations deeply. They consider how their choices affect others. They learn from mistakes more carefully than most people. In many ways, their minds are simply too powerful for their own peace. But the biggest challenge for overthinkers is this: their mind never truly rests. Even at night, when everything becomes quiet, their thoughts become louder. They replay memories. They imagine future scenarios. They question past decisions. And slowly, their mind becomes both their greatest strength and their greatest burden. If you are someone who overthinks, there is something important you should know. Your mind isn't broken. It's simply designed to see more than most people do. But sometimes, the greatest skill isn't thinking more. It's learning when to stop thinking, because life isn't meant to be solved like a puzzle. Sometimes, it's meant to be lived.